Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that Manchester United will sign a striker this summer. Benjamin Sesko has a bargain release clause. He's an absolute monstrous form for RB Leipzig, and Manchester United are yet again reportedly interested and potentially backing for Sesko. Mason Greenwood's future return to United is not being ruled out, as Ineos have talks with Getafe about Greenwood's future. They don't want to learn it's a permanent, or maybe he could return. Thomas Tuchel has been confirmed to leave Bayern despite speculation they tried to keep him. Romano has also confirmed that Thomas Tuchel would be open to a move to United and the Premier League. Some updates on Marcus Rashford's future, a few other stories, leaks and information going about. So in today's video, we're going to round up all the latest Manchester United news for you guys in the next 10 minutes. So give me your time. Let's get into it. Smash a like, smash a subscribe. Let's start by talking about Benjamin Sesko, coming from Academy Scoop, who said that Benjamin Sesko has scored in each of his last 5 Bundesliga appearances, taking his tally to 12 goals for the season with a scoring frequency of 170 minutes. The one thing is, Benjamin Sesko does get service at RB Leipzig. He's not going to get that at United, but he's a player that very much mirrors Højlund. Young, plays a similar way, and does a lot more than just scores. He also helps all-round play. The 20-year-old Slovenian is high on United's centre-forward list ahead of the summer transfer window. We tried to sign Sesko 2 seasons ago, but we got quoted double the price that RB Leipzig got quoted because he's at RB Salzburg, and obviously the link's there, and he went to RB Leipzig because sister club. But now Sesko's ready for that step up, that move to the Premier League to cement his career even further on. And with a 42.5 million release clause or something like that, and with the fact that he's so good as a steal, Sesko, for me, when you look at the striker market, I'd rather Man United go for a Sesko than some of the other options out there that are sort of average 30-year-old players. I'd rather go for Sesko, someone for the future, and rotate him with Højlund. Obviously, I know there'll be no experience in the front line and will obviously need service, but hopefully we bring in Elise and actually give the service there. It was said on Sesko that Man United retain an interest in Benjamin Sesko. The club believes his age and versatility make him an ideal profile to support Højlund. Romano has confirmed United will sign a striker, but he's always said United just need to figure out what kind of striker they want to sign. Academy Scoop is saying Sesko is the kind of profile they want to sign. We've also been linked to Xerxes, Matthias Tell, Girassi, a couple other names going about. It was said by Nazar Kinsella, who was actually the first journalist to link us to Elise, who were then getting linked with loads again recently, has come out and said that Manchester United and Chelsea are among the clubs interested in Benjamin Sesko as ahead of the summer. Man U, Chelsea, Arsenal, and the 20-year-old striker has a €50 million release clause, which is £42.7 million. And it was said that Benjamin Sesko's representatives have invited to Chelsea and Manchester United matches this season. He has a release clause of €50 million. So apparently his representatives have been invited to matches. I think it will be a battle between Man United and Chelsea for Sesko. The one thing is, will Chelsea want to go for a more experienced striker? They're always bringing in these young players with potential. I think Chelsea personally need a proven striker. When you look at Chelsea, they've got everything but that proven striker. So is he the right fit for Chelsea? I mean, he's a great player, and he's got Chelsea all over it because young, good player coming up. Chelsea will probably go for him, but maybe he'd rather push for that move to Manchester United, as we hopefully should finish above Chelsea, although you just don't know at this rate. You really don't. Let's continue on to Mason Greenwood. It was said by The Athletic, a very credible source of information, that Manchester United and Getafe have begun talks regarding the possibility of a new loan deal for Mason Greenwood. United would prefer to secure a permanent move for him, but the loan would also be considered if an acceptable fee was received. I think United's goal is to cash in on Greenwood, £30-40 million, Juventus, Atletico Madrid, pure FFP profit. Then we can invest that money elsewhere. I don't think United will want him to go out on loan. I think United would be willing to let him go out on loan if they got offered a substantial loan fee, because obviously bringing him back is such a risk with not just the fans, but the players, the dressing room, the staff, the whole situation. We know it caused outrage when they planned to bring him back originally. So I think that's definitely a possibility. I don't think Getafe can afford him. They'd have to spend a load of money to get him on loan next season. Getafe obviously want him. They want to keep him. He's happy in Spain. Mason wants to stay there, but it really depends. And it said that the possibility of Mason Greenwood being reintegrated in Man United's first team squad this summer has not been ruled out. And I think, Ineos will probably want to let go of Greenwood, get money and cash in for him. But I think if Ineos can't cash in on Greenwood, then they would probably be maybe open to keeping him because he can play striker, because he can play right wing, because he's a good player. But I think they would do some big assessments before bringing him back, making sure fans are okay, making sure players are okay, assessing the mood and stuff as well. Because I do think that, when we tried to bring back Greenwood last time, people were fairly outraged by the situation. And we know that players are uncomfortable, staff are uncomfortable. And I do think it's just easier if Greenwood plays abroad. I also think if he plays in England, the Premier League crowd crowds, they're just going to kill him. It's better for him to probably play abroad. It's better for him. It's probably better for Manchester United. And if United can get money for him, I assume that will happen as well. Now, talking of someone potentially leaving United, Erik ten Hag, his future, so much speculation about Erik ten Hag's future to the point that it is, let's be honest, it's incredibly boring. But let's get into these stories because it links to some interesting news on Thomas Tuchel. Ajax principal managerial target is Erik ten Hag, with Ajax technical director Alex Cruz still keen admirer. Ten Hag is also of interest to Bayern Munich. Both Ajax and Bayern are waiting to see if Ten Hag becomes available. Steve Bates, good source, said that Erik ten Hag is high on Bayern Munich's list and viewed as a serious candidate for the managerial position. But Erik ten Hag said, "I assume that I will be Manchester United manager next year. I signed a long-term deal consciously and I'm not the type of person to walk away." So what's that sort of situation with Ten Hag? If Erik ten Hag is sacked by United, I see him going to Bayern, I see him going to Ajax, I see him having a lot of options. If Ten Hag is sacked by United, I see us bringing in Thomas Tuchel, who we will talk about in a second. I think Ten Hag's our manager next season, or Thomas Tuchel's our manager next season. I can't expect anything else to happen from what we're hearing. It looks more like Ten Hag will go, but actually recent reports are saying, look, Ineos are planning for next season with Ten Hag, la-di-da. But they said that with Louis van Gaal and that didn't happen. And I think, of course, they're planning for the season with Ten Hag because they won't tell him to be sacked to end of the season, so they've got to act normal. So it's a difficult one to know, but they definitely have options if he leaves United. But Ten Hag himself is acting as if he's staying. United are briefing to the Athletic and good journalists that if they're planning for Ten Hag next season and no decision's been made. I think, Ten Hag will want reassurance because the longer and longer that goes by and Ten Hag's not been told if he's safe or not, suggests that Ineos could be looking at other options, which I'm sure they've had a look at other options. That doesn't necessarily mean they'll bring someone in. But I think we'll get clarity after the FA Cup final. But if Ten Hag is replaced, I think it's very likely to be Thomas Tuchel. It was said that Thomas Tuchel would be more than happy to return to the Premier League by Fabrizio Romano. That's been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. But Bayern Munich director also confirmed there's no chance Thomas Tuchel will stay as the manager next season. Bayern have been rejected by all the manager targets. Even Ralf Rangnick rejected them when the deal was close. He obviously wants to focus on the Euros, I believe. Now, it's sort of basically being said that Thomas Tuchel would want to come to the Premier League. He'd want to come to United. It's been said by Romano, lots of other sources. But also the Bayern Munich director, which is obviously the best source of information you can get for Bayern, has confirmed that, yes, Tuchel's not coming back, despite some Bayern Munich fans starting petition to bring him back. Now, obviously, a lot of Man United fans are turning their nose up at Tuchel, and he wouldn't be my first choice. But I think the fact that Bayern Munich fans don't want him to go and they're worried about him leaving, and, he was Chelsea's best manager in recent years. He's still been PSG's most successful manager. I think that Tuchel is a little bit underrated. Like, I'd like to give Ten Hag time and invest in a long-term project under Erik ten Hag and see how he does with a good environment, good structure, good recruitment, because there's so much more to the issues at Man United than the manager. But Thomas Tuchel is a good manager, and I do understand if Ineos go for him. Now, I want to get into this final story that talks upon Marcus Rashford's future. There's been a lot of speculation over Marcus Rashford's future at United, and it was said if the player wants to leave and a high enough offer comes in, then Ineos will consider that. And although Rashford hasn't looked right this season, his head's not quite been in it this season, it seems that he's determined and he wants to stay at United and stay focused at United. It's said that Rashford wants to stay and Rashford wants to stay, and a new part owner, Ineos, have not given up on him. Ratcliffe, he's not given up on him and wants to find out why he's hit rock bottom. He also wants to resolve issues with boss Ten Hag. Ratcliffe's right-hand man, Dave Brailsford, is likely to have a meeting with the 26-year-old and his representative. So we spoke about this yesterday, but Rashford and Brailsford set to have a meeting. Ratcliffe wants to get to the bottom of what's going on with Rashford, why he's not at his best, why he's hit rock bottom, what issues could be. And if there's potentially any issues between Rashford and Ten Hag, there's all this speculation because Rashford's mates with Sancho, he's falling out with Ten Hag, but I think that's just such basic speculation with no credibility to it. I still think that Rashford and Ten Hag seem to have quite a good relationship, but I think any issues with Rashford, Ineos want to get to the bottom too. They know that Rashford wants to stay, and they do want Rashford to be part of the project at United, and they just want to get Rashford back to his best and in his best form. But listen, people, that is all the latest Manchester United news today, rounded up in less than 10 minutes for you guys. Please do go ahead and smash that like button if you haven't already. And of course, subscribe down below to Alice Talks if you're new. If you want to stay up to date with all the latest United news, I do videos and live streams every day. I do a short 10-minute video every day where I round up the news in 10 minutes, and then I do 40-minute long live streams where I discuss the news with you guys, give my opinion, and get into more depth. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.